abusia for ne adofia ma munyina akwa babiem higher for 1G that's mutiri be sesem koso hensane so because all the latest update achese koso Ghana no because the ni nyina bro na so yede keep update no hu de kubia yes obedi mfie ni nchim ni enka de won chairman eye AC ene nyina enim eye the big banter between omo ni NDC for achese eye forensic audit kakra omba beye ama NDC for atomo ama the credibility any robots no more claim no akosho no person obey and no amateurs are handful and no amateurs etitru ni institutions ahodo bebre na den catch so munhwe no more humble yourself because some yes idea Ghana for gidi o mumu ni bed ebekosho enne yenya be ma Bossman Asare ankasangasa ba bonte HSA in summer NDC for reasoning no and the wajatum say ampa. Finally, wajatum say Eṛṛoṛs ahodo di ibi papa. The consensus ahodo base 7 na NDC for ese omo make sure say ebebem no omo hyase the ehwehwemu nyina enso so de ombe hu bia no de omo NDC for kan bia no ma hu sini nyina so ye den idea ewom ipa dodo ya transform from a constitution way normal NDC for me state the exact number it ma transform every one constituency oga question no na just say pepe na eno na just say Bossman Asare edi eniwo ababontin abechire say sansema NDC for Kenya na afedo conference say ampa so a conference say ampa dia audit ni beba so na yanko inguti ini abema Bossman Asare small audio to
However, thank you once again. Let me start responding to this by addressing certain concerns raised by Honorable Kofi Adams. In our press conference, when we mentioned that there were plants in the register, we mentioned to the effect that we've had an instance where people who registered, instead of their pictures, you saw plants. But we used the exhibition process to correct it. So we were trying to make the point that the essence of the exhibition is to do corrections, is to correct the register. And we've had an instance in the past. And Mr. Adams was also mentioning about the Ghana card. The EC was pushing for the Ghana card because we've noticed that political party actors, they cajole children, people who are not 18 years, to go and register as voters. The guarantor system has been strongly abused. And we believe that it's in the interest of the NDC, it's in the interest of the NPP if we have a credible register, if we have only those who are qualified to be on the voters' roll. And thinking of the commission...
Just before you move forward, the Ghana card itself also adapts a guarantor system.
Please, let him speak.
No, I'm saying that there's a guarantor system in the card he thinks that he wants to rely heavily on.
But you have to allow him to make his point.
I was making the point that when we have that, the Ghana card, as you rightly pointed out, they've gone through a process. So, and we know for the Ghana card, it will be very difficult for someone who is not 18. I'm not ruling out that some people will do it. So the thinking of the commission was that if we could have that, it will go a long way, the credibility of the register we are talking about. Always we have an instance where people who are not 18 years, they get onto the roll, and at times through the challenge process, we end up putting them on the exceptions list. And these are people who may not have the chance to vote for many, many years. So the thinking of the commission is that, and this is something the commission has not departed from. When we finish this election, we'll make sure we'll push it. And we know that, as Honorable pointed out, once we have many people having the Ghana card, almost all those who qualify getting it, to make it easier for us. And let's make very clear, I think Mr. Nimako or Dr. Asante was even talking about, in 2020, when we did the registration, out of the 17,027,000 people who registered, however, we had almost 61% to 62%, almost 61% using the Ghana card. And this was 2020. But when we did the limited registration in 2023, we rather had the Ghana card being almost about 37%.
2020 you were registering.
2023.
That's the
2023. Then 2024 to the number. So the commission strongly believes that for those who are minors, they will probably will have the Ghana card. But because they are not 18, they won't go to the registration center. with this. So, Honorable is interested in a credible register.
Exactly.
Dr. Asante has been to all
everyone,
of us.
everyone.
So we need to. So we at the commission believe that if we use the Ghana card, it will go a long way to strengthen our democracy.
But you didn't get to use it now, so let's talk about what we have now.
Now, what we have now, I know the NDC has raised concerns about the register. Let me say emphatically that the EC has called on the NDC to come to the discussion table. Because we believe that all of us are interested in a credible voters' roll. And the EC has maintained that we don't get that credible register when we do demonstrations. We can only get it when we judge or we sit at the discussion table. So we want the NDC to come to us. We want to engage all the parties because it's very, very important. You know, we've mentioned that the exhibition is a self-auditing mechanism embedded in our laws, which the commission has been using. Now, MFA, when you look at the register we have, this is how we go about it. And Honorable Adams has been in it for many years. When people register, this is a raw data we've gotten from the field. It's a very raw information we've gotten from the field. And when we get that raw data, when we're about to do the exhibition, we now situate them in the various districts. We do that in the various districts. So that's when you begin the cleaning process. So when you talk about auditing, bringing in external experts, that process of cleaning, which is enshrined in the law, the commission has just started it and we are working on it. And MFA, one thing we need to also make clear is that the register, when we finish working on it, we will give all the register to the political parties. Mr. Adams raised some concerns about transfers. We've explained to the NDC that when we were generating the data, the software generated all the transfers that have taken place. Because this register was compiled in 2020. All the transfers that are taking place on this register. So it's something we've explained that you just have to disaggregate. 2024 is this, 2023 is this, 2020 is also that. So we have these cumulative transfers, and I know he will vouch behind the scenes that he knows the EC did not have any intention of doing any wrong thing to the people of Ghana. Oh, I know we do engage the politicians. So let me continue also by saying that the Pusiga incident,
yes,
the EC issued a statement that the district officer in charge was suspended. And we've checked, we've gone through the register.
How about the director?
That's the district officer.
Okay.
We've suspended him and we finished investigation.
But they say it goes beyond the district officer, at least.
No, the commission has done the investigation,
okay,
and we are working on it. We've gone through the entire register and MFA. We've never identified any of that transfer.
None in Tamale South, none in Tolong.
I think what Honorable was mentioning was that the people were in the Tamale South. Those people were in the Tamale South and possibly the Tolong, and they were transferred to that particular place. So let me say that for the Electoral Commission, we want all the parties on board. Because if there is anyone interested in the credible register, it's the Electoral Commission. I know the parties are equally. But if I made this point on one of your shows that in West Africa, with the exception of Cape Verde's population is almost about less than 600,000. With the exception of Cape Verde, it's only Ghana that has over 54% of its citizens qualified as voters and they are on the voters register. This is information that can easily be verified. You go to Nigeria, they are doing maybe about 44%, Cote d'Ivoire. So that clearly indicates that there is something the Electoral Commission in Ghana is doing very, very right. So regarding the NDC concerns with the register, we want to give them the assurance that there is no cause for alarm. When we gave them the register,
no cause for alarm, meaning the audit will be done.
When we met them, NDC highlighted about 5 main concerns. All the concerns NDC highlighted, including 3,957 persons whose names have been deleted from the 2023 register. We have addressed them.
The 3,957.
957.
They also talked about 2,994 voters transferred, to different polling stations.
That's the cumulative transfer.
That has been done.
That has been done.
How about the 15,000 plus unidentified voter transfer parts, potential issues with fake registrations?
That has been done. We've addressed all the concerns.
And the 243,540 previous
that's mainly the cumulative. That's mainly the cumulative transfer. We've addressed all. The only thing we've not is NDC calling for a re-exhibition.
Exactly.
Then also calling for a forensic audit.
Yes.
But that one commission has maintained that when you call for a forensic audit now, it's very, very, very premature because the process of having the final register has taken off. Wait for us and let's do it. And we will invite you. If you want us to meet, our doors are open. You know, Mr. Nimaku said the MPP is intending to meet. Our doors are open because we don't do it for ourselves. Honorable, that we go to Parliament, they question us on a lot of things. This Electoral Commission, headed by Mrs. Jane Mensa, will never do anything untoward. We'll ensure that everything that is necessary, everything that is proper, we need to put that in place.
But it's been said that this posturing by the Electoral Commission, at least, if you say you have nothing to hide and that all that you've said you've done, at least in these corrections that you say you've done, just sit with the parties, just a minute, sit with the stakeholders involved, consensus. You've talked about stakeholder involvement amongst others, because some have raised the concerns that this posturing of the Electoral Commission is not building confidence in the parties and the general public.
I think in the press conference, which was addressed by Mr. Samuel Tete, we made it very clear that NDC should come to the discussion table. Our doors are open to all the political parties. In the coming days, there will be a meeting.
What will happen at that discussion table? For which reason you insist the NDC must come before that audit can be done?
I mean, for what we are saying is that all the concerns you have, so that we'll have the opportunity to demonstrate everything to you that they have been addressed. In that meeting, Mr. Adams was not there.
Okay.
The NDC gave us the assurance that all the concerns they have addressed, they have identified, they will give them to the Electoral Commission.
They agreed.
They
Mr.
agreed.
Adams,
So maybe Mr. Adams,
you
and I remember later on, Dr. Tanko mentioned it on your program that they have decided they won't give until we accept the forensic audit. I watched it on maybe
was on PM Express.
PM Express. So I did that. So basically, they used to give them the assurance that we know what you are saying, we've done them, but for you to be sure. And in that same meeting, the NDC head of IT identified one of the persons whose names has been deleted from the register. In that same meeting, we gave him the assurance, this person you are saying his name has been deleted. The person's name is intact. Yeah. So what the Electoral Commission is saying is that we are ready to meet with all the parties. And this is what we are going to do. So as we are speaking now, the cleaning of the register to ensure we use it for the election, that process is ongoing.
Okay.
And we want all the parties to be on board because Mr. Adams is interested in a credible register. Dr. Santu is not even a leader of any party. Because of civil society and the interest of our country is interested. MFI, you are. And I think that it will be very, very bad omen on us as an Electoral Commission if we go into an election knowing that there are problems in the register when we can address. And that's what the Commission is doing.
I need to take a quick break. We haven't taken a break at all during this program. Please allow me to take a break. I know. Let's wrap up on this.
Okay, I want you to have the last. So clearly, we have concerns. And those concerns, as have been legitimately expressed by almost all persons here, except one or two, need some attention if truly we want to transact transparent, fair and free elections. And there are legitimate questions that are being asked, because this is not the first time we are organizing an election, and especially under the biometric voter registration system. The first time we did so was in 2012. There were transfers. In 2016, there were transfers. Whatever software that was being used then didn't lump two elections transfers together. Then in 2020, we did new registration again, jettisoning what existed. Indeed, post that, there have been some registration and district level elections where transfers also happened. They were not lumped up under this same leadership of the Electoral Commission. So what happened? That after the 2024 limited registration, when we conducted transfers, now the transfers of 2020 and the transfers of 2024 are being lumped up. There's a need for an assurance that the system will not create such fanciful dance on the election day.
Okay. But
for any odu kakra ba wonti a chese twa bre ma chese ye tifri Bossman Asare anka no ma chese or chese NDC for consensus or raise during the demonstration no consensus ahodo na no oma tombo ase address ne kakra enkakra ehwehwehwem na eno ho newu ene ayemhihie na chese omode aba abonten kasa no because NDC for almost 7 days ultimatum dada say sada ne so a ade mo beye yisi no demonstration ne kramposa so sayem jihie na no mo de aba abonten kase afede nsema moko demonstration ko kan nyina no ye hu ni say ampa the exact numbers are just almost 30 or some constituencies ni nyina no Bossman Asare jatum se ampa sa figures ni nyina no ade achese itime de transfer sankofo no no wakase omugusu ye de da so ehwehwem na aka niema ba ko mienu pe eno munyanye MNDC4 den a ose de number 1 forensic audit sa audit na achese e bi so mo say so mo benya ya na so edi enhance NDC4 ba on the table ni edi can discuss intim benya ya na say bi some sa question bi o say ye person this for on the table ni ye chom say ni ma mo raising nyina no ya solve just egusu ye the solve it is our pressure na this for the mom no eno na ma Bossman Asare de ya hometie ni atete de ferry ababontin ya just ono ankasa be confess say NDC for enye say bi omo kasa kwa enye say bi omo hit street say ni say the kwase the MPP for person hit on the street reason time of hit on the street and say adhere lawfully in the book of the constitution say one party entity amasia or metima for some individual and I say independent institution then it's abana audit no sani amano say baso amomo say sani amano be demonstrate etia chese when tini na yon odwen ho want ase and omanya obia kan yi Kenya ne se fuso je bi na nkasa Kenya ne se communicate bi na tin ba bi kasa o general secretary Justin Kudia na chese abesha that thing ase na bi so sinchen kasa Mensa ebie books no mu ema and this any independent auditors for no more audit or the Mensa na easy beko Supreme Court on what basis didn't ya then no book no mamu yamshishimo then many Mensa ya mushu then see amuntini bi book no Ghana for book mo ankasa mo pe credibility and transparency mo ko hallmark just ye ko ntire ko the election hwe ni pa do esi so mo nhye dan jimu ndi biem ni pa me omujimudi na mfa compare ti demo mo twa asem no time demo na madwuma ye den mamo vice kakra bia betimi abane say mo forget the various political party near the eka na mo famoni into form na mo nye de fata open the books na as transparency bema ebe bo ma madwuma ayefo ebe bo ma say even percent this for tran trokra mbaka say mani ewu se hwe ni ensemble bro kan betimi ache adwon chese ebisu ebitime ahye amani aso ye de ezon cycle no so hodi ko bia ana pese di musi Akroma